two cooks in the kitchen. So as the year winds down and all the fresh fruits and vegetables start to disappear, enter the persimmon, the fruit of winter. So we're going to make a persimmon tart. And I'm going to start by making a different version of an almond crust than the one we made previously. That one's still going to be my favorite, but this is a little variation on that. And with this one, we're going to measure by weight. So we have 5 1/3 ounces of flour, 2 ounces of powdered sugar, 1 ounce of ground almonds, and I actually just ground up almonds in a little mini food processor, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 5 ounces of cold butter. And we're going to zook all this up. And again, we're looking for a grain with the butter, a grain about the size of a pea. Tell what's happening here, so we'll take a look. Scrape that down a bit and go some more. Climbing the sides. So back down it goes. And now we're going to add 1 egg yolk. And as that moisture gets in here, we should start to see our dough clump together.
You got a whole layer underneath, you might want to mix it up again. You got like an inch layer under there not doing anything, so you might want to.
I think that's just on the very edge.
See, there's your moisture. That'll start looking like something.
Looks like it's starting to come together a little. It will form into a ball, that's for sure. So I don't think I'm going to add any more moisture to this. What I'm going to do is just go straight into my tart pan, which has been greased. And then here, I think we'll find that just by compressing it, this dough is all going to stick together really well. It's a little stiff, but...
Were the almonds supposed to go in there?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Since I had to chop up almonds for two purposes, I did it all at once.
I see.
Okay, that's just about there. And then this is going to go in the freezer for half an hour while the oven heats up. And then we'll add some pie weights and we will blind bake this. There, doesn't that look pretty? One easy tart dough. All right, the oven's hot. The crust is cold. I'm gonna spray this with just a little bit of non-stick cooking spray so it doesn't stick to the parchment paper. That can be quite the mess when that happens. So we're gonna put in our pie weights. And we're going into a 375-degree oven for 15 minutes. And these tart pans often do leak, so I'm putting it on a cookie sheet. And the cookie sheet was already in there, so I'm not putting it on a cold cookie sheet, but it's the same temperature as the oven. So we'll let this go for 15 minutes and see what we got. So while that's baking, we can make our filling. I have 2.5 ounces of powdered sugar, 2.5 ounces of butter, into the food processor with no paper, hopefully, and blitz a bit. Let that get mixed together somewhat. And then we have 2.5 ounces of chopped almonds, a tablespoon of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract, and 1 egg. And that's everything that goes into our filling. So we're just gonna get this all mixed together and then this can rest in the fridge until our crust is cooled. All right, so the crust is cooled. This baked 15 minutes with the weights in, and then I took the weights out and baked for another 5. And we're gonna put our filling in here. And we're gonna bake it again for about 15 minutes at 375. And at that point, this filling won't be all baked. And we're going to put the persimmons on it and put it in again. So, this is sticky stuff. Like to get this all the way out to the edge here. Okay. And since it's still in the tart pan, put my cookie sheet in there, cook it on that. So this is gonna go in 375 for about 15 minutes and we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so this was 12 minutes in the oven and you can see our filling has puffed up. It's even browned a little on top, which is probably more than I wanted it to cook. But it's still also not all the way cooked. It's soft in the middle. So now we are gonna put our persimmons around. We're gonna make a rosette of them. Just starting on the outside, overlapping a little, and we'll just keep working until we get to the middle and the whole thing's filled up. And we'll show you that when it's done. All right, so we got it this far. This goes back in the oven for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. What you want to be careful of is that you don't overcook and dry out the persimmons altogether. You just want this to finish cooking, and so we'll give that a shot. The oven has been reduced to 350 for this last bake. And we'll come back and finish it up when it's done. So after 12 minutes in the oven, this is what we've got. And while it's still hot, we're gonna drizzle a little bit of honey over it. You don't have to get too carried away with this because we did make it pretty sweet, but this kind of glazes and gives it a little bit of a glisten. I think that's gonna be plenty. And then, what really makes this pop is another lovely winter fruit, the pomegranate. And the contrast to these bright red I forget what they're called.
Pomegranate seeds?
Well, they're, yeah.
The fruit name, huh?
Mm-hmm. But we'll put these all over the top here in judiciously, and we'll have a beautiful looking tart when we're all done here.